Our final feature tonight presents the perilous perils of the pretty punk Punisher. One night years ago, a brilliant scientist from a rich family found herself in the wrong place at the wrong time, or possibly the right place at the right time, depending on your perspective. Pelted with rays no one fully understands, Miss Kimberly Benson was transformed into the Topnotch Tangler, a superhero that can save the city. Tonight's adventure of the Topnotch Tangler is Episode 1, Food Fight. We join our hero at a swanky restaurant in a good part of town, dining with her beloved beau, Carl Darling.
I'm glad you finally had time to meet me for dinner, Kim.
Of course! I always have time for you, darling.
Well, we've been dating for over a year now, and you never have time for me.
Why, Carl, that simply isn't true.
When was the last time we made it through an entire meal without you being called away?
Well, I know I've had my fair share of interruptions, but really, darling, I'm a very busy woman. I do my best to make time for you. I didn't even bring my cell phone to dinner tonight, promise. Besides, you're just as busy as I am.
I am not.
You are so.
Well, I didn't bring my cell phone either, so maybe we can finally...
Excusez-moi, Miss Benson, there's a phone call for you.
I'm so sorry, Carl. Will you excuse me?
See what I mean? We're always interrupted.
Nonsense, darling. It's just a phone call. I'll be right back.
Monsieur, may I offer you a refill?
She's not coming back, is she?
It does not appear so. I'm sorry, sales, there's a call for you.
For me?
Oui.
Now?
Oui.
Several blocks away, on the roof of the Tip Town police post,
Lieutenant Carson, I saw the light show from across town. What's going on? Where's the commissioner?
Hi, the Topnotch Tangler. I called him just after I flashed the Tangler talisman. He's on his way.
Well, I interrupted something terribly important to rush over here, so you might as well fill me in while we wait for him.
Really, ma'am? Maybe we better wait for the commissioner. He should be here any second.
I don't think we really
Sorry
need
I'm
to...
late, Lieutenant Carson, the Topnotch Tangler. What's going on in Tip Town tonight?
I was just asking Lieutenant Carson here the same thing, but he seemed reticent to answer until you arrived.
Well, here I am.
Yes, so I see. Finally.
Did I do something wrong, the Topnotch Tangler?
No, never mind. I'm annoyed with someone else. Lieutenant Carson, what is the meaning of all this interrupting myself and the commissioner from what I'm sure are two completely different but equally important engagements?
I wouldn't say I was doing anything important.
Well, I was. Doing something important, that is. I mean, I was having a very important dinner, and it was one I wish I had not been called away from.
Well, me too. I was also at an important dinner with someone special, but then she had to leave and stand me up before the appetizers even arrived.
I'm sure she had a very good reason. Women usually do. And it doesn't look like you waited around to see if she would come back.
She wasn't coming back.
Even if she wasn't, it sounds like you would have been called away from her anyway, so
Well, I
why
think
would...
if she...
I'm sorry to interrupt, sir, the Topnotch Tangler, but we have a crazy crisis on our hands right now that needs addressing immediately.
Yes, of course. What is it?
The Flimflam Floozy has finagled Farmer Franklin out his final festive feast.
I beg your pardon? Why on earth would she do that?
Farmer Franklin is supposed to be providing a big spread for the homeless shelter over on 4th. His last before retiring. Isn't that right, Carson?
Yes, Commissioner, but the Flimflam Floozy has stolen the trailer that was holding all his harvested crops.
That's not generally her style, stealing food. Now, if it was a jazz musician or something that was missing.
Well, there were rumors that the Sinister Sextet might be giving an illicit jazz concert down by the docks tonight. I wasn't able to get the city to approve overtime to send anyone down to check it out, but if she's taking the stolen food there...
Not to worry, Commissioner. I'll go check it out. If the Flimflam Floozy flashes her flaming femurs, I'll fiddle her fig falafel, but good.
Thanks, the Topnotch Tangler. I'll sleep better tonight knowing that you're on the case.
You mean you're going right to bed? Not waiting to see if your girlfriend comes back?
Just a figure of speech, the Topnotch Tangler. I'll wait for you're all clear before turning in.
Sure, that's fine. Don't send me any backup or anything.
Well, we're pretty short-staffed tonight, and she's only like your 20th most dangerous foe, so I didn't think you'd need any backup.
Whether I need it or not, it's always nice for a man to look out for a woman.
You have superpowers.
Even so.
Not to interrupt again, But the concert was rumored to begin at 8 p.m. and it's nearly 7. If they're having a pre-concert dinner...
They'll be eating the dinner that should be going to the hungry right now. You're right, Carson. I'm off!
Look at her go. And I tell you, Carson, if I wasn't fully in love with my girlfriend, Kimberly Benson, I might just make a move on her.
Really, sir? You two bicker like you hate one another.
Nonsense. Every couple needs a little fire.
Whatever you say, sir.
Some roasted corn for you? How about a nice fresh green bean casserole? Yes, eat up. There is plenty here.
Hold it right there, Flimflam Floozy.
The Topnotch Tangler! What are you doing interrupting my monogamous meal for my merry malnourished medicines?
You stole that food from Farmer Franklin and the homeless residents of Tiptown.
Wait. If they're homeless, how can they be residents?
They're residents of this city, not of a specific address.
But, without any address, can they truly be considered residents since they have no residence?
Well, don't distract me, Floozy. I'm here to put a stop to your dastardly dinner and return the fresh vegetables you stole back to their rightful owner.
I'm sorry, the Topnotch Tangler, but that's just not going to work for me. You see, these poor musicians are homeless too, man. Hunted by the police, they couldn't return to their houses even if they had them. But Farmer Franklin doesn't care about these starving Steves. This is my form of charity, and if you know me at all, you know there's something I care more about than charity.
That seems completely out of line with what I know of you.
Well, we're not really friends now, are we?
Not friends, certainly, but we've had our fair share of run-ins, in the past, so I feel like we have kind of an intimacy here. Sharing fights to the death creates a bond.
Yeah, but it's not like you ever ask me about myself or what my interests are. It's always bam, pow, punch, never Flimflam Floozy. What have you been up to lately? In those brief periods I've been incarcerated, you never even came to visit once.
It's because jails are icky. I mean, the tables, the phones, it all looks so dirty, and you never know who was sitting there before.
I know, right? And yet you keep sticking me in places like that. It's just not right.
I'm sorry. I wish our jails were cleaner.
Me too. Hey, maybe we could work together on some charity program to clean them up.
That's a good idea. Just because inmates are criminals doesn't mean they don't deserve a little human decency.
I agree completely. I'm so glad we can see eye to eye on this.
Yep. But first, let's get you back behind bars so we can work on this from the inside.
Seriously. Seriously.
What?
We just had that beautiful bonding moment like girlfriends should. I never felt closer to you. And then you had to go ahead and ruin it with talking of locking me up.
Well, you did just steal all this food. It's my job to stop you. That's sort of the whole reason I'm here.
I thought we had a new understanding, the Topnotch Tangler. Can't we work out some sort of compromise? How about I keep half the spoils and eat them with my musician friends here, and you take the other half back to Farmer Franklin?
That hardly seems fair. There are only a few of you, and Farmer Franklin has an entire hall counting on him for nourishment.
Okay, fair enough. How about 20-80? You can take back 80%.
I'm sorry, Flimflam Floozy, but I'm taking back the whole wagon here. Your musician friends are welcome to head over to the shelter, and you will be eating whatever Red is cooking up in prison tonight.
Red? Is that an Orange is the New Black reference? I've really been meaning to get around to watching that, but my TiVo is always so full that I just don't have time to stream shows on Netflix.
I know what you mean. I got halfway through season 1, and I just have not been able to find the time to sit down and watch those last few episodes.
Hey, I've got an idea. We take back the food together, make sure they let my friends here into the feast without arresting them, and then we go back to my place and watch Orange is the New Black together.
That does sound like the best compromise you've offered thus far.
Right.
But I'm afraid that isn't going to work for me. Justice makes no compromises, and your bill is overdue.
Well then, I think we have a little problem.
What do you mean?
Besides you mixing up your metaphors, see, while we've been talking, my friends may have been quietly surrounding you. There are 7 of us and only 1 of you.
You never intended to make a deal with me at all, did you?
I'm afraid not. It's been nice chatting, though. Always so fun. Get her, boys!
Several hours later, at the lair of Flimflam Floozy,
Wake up, sleepyhead!
Where am I? How long have I been out?
You're in my lair, and you've been asleep for about 2 episodes of Orange is the New Black. That Crazy Eyes is aptly named.
I know, right?
Yeah, sorry, I just had to watch some after our conversation earlier, and I knew you were going to be out for a bit anyway, so,
Oh, no worries. I absolutely understand. Where is your sinister sexist?
You mean the Sinister Sextet?
Yeah, right. Of course.
Well, they finished the dinner ages ago and went home. It started raining and we couldn't really do the concert.
Yeah, rain is not very good for musical instruments, is it?
No, it is not.
It's just too bad, though. It would have been nice to take you all in together. Then at least you'd have company in the icky holding cell.
I think you must understand the Topnotch Tangler. You're tied up to a chair. You can't exactly take me Finn from that position.
You misunderstand Flimflam Floozy. Do you know why they call me the Topnotch Tangler?
I don't know, because you're good at tangling with the bad guys.
Well, duh. But I also have superpowers of tangling ropes and things, and I have tangled the knots on my bindings right off.
Wouldn't that be untangling? So that would make you the Top-Notch Untangler?
Well, tangling and untangling, pretty closely related, same family, and I can do either. Plus, Tangler has that double meaning, with the fighting, like you said before.
I didn't realize that your name had anything to do with rope tangling, or I would not have tied you up.
Probably not your wisest move.
So, you're not tied up anymore, and I don't have any henchmen left to fight you.
Right. So are you just gonna come with me and make this easy?
I'm afraid not. That last episode of Orange is the New Black I watched ended on a really good cliffhanger. I don't think I can wait 10 to 20 years to get to the next one.
Kind of the least of your concerns, isn't it, right now?
You would think so, but that show is really, really good.
Well, I'm glad you like it, because you're about to live it.
That's not exactly true. That show is about a minimum security place, and you want to lock me in maximum security, which is a totally different experience. Trust me, I've been in both.
Sorry, Floozy. It's time to go.
You won't take me alive! Okay, so I was totally wrong on that front. I guess you are taking me alive.
later at the police post,
You did it again, the Topnotch Tangler. You put another bad guy behind bars.
That's a bad girl, Commissioner. At least in crime fighting and crime doing, women have achieved equal status to men.
I always wondered, so you get the same pay as Captain Comptroller?
That's a very rude question, Lieutenant. Do not ask Lady about her pay.
It's all right, Commissioner. Yes, Lieutenant Carson, I get the same pay as Captain Comptroller. We both earn satisfaction in a job well done and the knowledge that our beloved city is safe once more.
That doesn't seem fair at all. You're doing the job of a cop and not getting money for it? How do you live on no income?
Lieutenant, you want busted down a rank?
No, sir.
Thank you for returning the harvest back to the homeless shelter, the Topnotch Tangler. They may have missed dinner, but they had a hell of a breakfast this morning, and I guess the Floozy's party was small because there really wasn't that much missing.
My pleasure, Commissioner. Say, did your girlfriend ever come back last night?
No, she didn't.
You should go talk to her. I'm sure she feels terrible. I know I stood up my date last night, and I owe him a huge apology.
Well, you're a superhero, so your guy should understand. I'm afraid my gal doesn't have the same excuse.
Still, Commissioner, give her a chance. A guy like you, I'm sure she loves very much.
Thanks for the advice. I hope you can work things out, too.
Well, if there's nothing else.
No, I can't think of anything. Carson?
All is quiet now, the Topnotch Tangler, thanks to you.
Okay, then. It's time we all get some shut-eye. When the sun shines, the shadows slip away and slumber soundly. We'll all be needed again soon enough. Until then, I'm off!
What a gal.
Commissioner, your girlfriend?
Right. I'll go see her right now. Have a good night. Or morning, Lieutenant.
You too, sir.
and that concludes the Topnotch Tangler Episode 1 Food Fight. Tiptown is tangle-free today thanks to our terrific tightness. Join us in November for another thrilling thriller of tireless, tender-hearted torpedo of truth and justice.
It's All Been Done Radio Hour, Episode 3, The Topnotch Tangler, Food Fight. Starred Samantha Stark as Kimberly Benson, a.k.a. The Topnotch Tangler, Keith Jackson as Carl Darling, Joseph Morales as Lieutenant Carson, Katelyn Hamilton as the Flimflam Floozy, Dallas Ray as the waiter, and was narrated by Chris Allen.
Where is your sinister sexist?
You mean the sinister sextet?
Yeah, right, of course.
Well,